Welcome to Trucker TV. I'm Dale Schwetz, and we're live from the Grand Champions Polo Club. And we are at Field 3 today for the Sterling Cup. We have Great Oaks going up against Santa Rita today. My co-commentator will be Steve Lane. So let's go through the teams. Let's meet the teams. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Dale. And as you mentioned, we've got today we have Great Oaks playing against Santa Rita, and they are in bracket 2. Now, the other team in this bracket was Scone, and that's Adolfo Cambiaso and company. And Scone got their first game in early over Grand Oaks and were victorious by a score of 10-7. And then they just played the other day, last Sunday. They played Santa Rita, the other team involved in today's game, and they were victorious over them by a score of 13-9. So Scone has a berth in the finals, which is this Sunday, February 7th at 3 o'clock. So don't forget to tune in. Set your calendar for that game, because I'm going to tell you why. Because in bracket 1, there's Aspen Valley, Indiana, and Casablanca. Indiana played the first game of this tournament against Aspen Valley and were victorious 16-10. Then last Friday, Indiana played Casablanca, the third team in bracket 1, and they were victorious by a score of 14-10. And that team, Indiana's Michael Bickford, Jeff Hall, Polito Pierres at 10 goals, and Nico Escobar at 4 goals. Of course, Jeff Hall at 6, and Michael Bickford at 2 goals. And Scone is David Paradise, Adolfo Cambiaso, Peroto Cambiaso, and Peque Gonzalez. So the finals this Sunday at 3 o'clock, and we have two 10-goal players going up against each other, and that's Polito Pierres taking on Adolfo Cambiaso and company. So I think that promises to be a good one. So this game today is for second place in bracket number 2. So both teams would like to win. They'd like to put a win in their win column. Both teams 0-1 so far at this point, as they were both defeated by Scone. So, Dale, I think we're just going through the motions today. The field looks great. It's a lot warmer than it was this morning. It's 66 degrees. We have the barricades between fields 2 and 3 blocking the wind for us, so a little bit different than it was this morning.
Yeah, good point there, Steve. It's a beautiful day here for polo, and as we saw earlier today, I'm sure you're going to see a wide open game, and this should be a lot of fun to watch. Our game this morning, I think we had one foul in the game, and it was very high scoring, everybody getting involved, and this is going to be the same here. And I got to tell you, breaking down the games there, Steve, I'll just listen to you, and this final should be a great setup, because Indiana, they controlled bracket 1, you could say, and so did Scone. They got out early on everybody. They all had an early game. Both teams had early games in the bracket play, so they got to catch at least one team who was just getting ready, and they already had the wheels turning. And after winning their first game, both teams, and they just kept chipping away at their bracket. So, and they've had a break here. That's what's going to be fun. You know, you talk about we're getting ready for the football. We're getting ready for the Super Bowl. They take a couple weeks off for the Super Bowl, and that gives teams the ability to get their horses ready. And well, in football, it gives a case to get injuries taken care of, and the same thing with these two teams, even though it is early in the season, and I don't believe you had any injuries. At least we don't know of any injuries that have come up. It definitely gave both teams the opportunity to study each other and also watch some of the other games. So I'm looking forward to that game. It should be a barn burner, that Indiana Scone game for the finals of the 2021 Sterling Cup, 18-22 goals.
Yeah, you talk about that downtime, Dale, and Indiana's last game was last Friday, so they will have 9 days rest. Scone played last Sunday, so they're going to have a week. So it'll be interesting. I don't want to say that either one of those teams are going to lose the momentum or the gel or being a well-oiled machine, but it's just going to come out to horseflesh. And of course, you know, Adolfo is mounted very well. His whole team is. And of course, I'm going to tell you what, Indiana played here in the fall season in the 16 goal, and they were looking to buy horses, and they did. And Michael Bickford is always very happy to buy horses and doesn't mind spending money to get good horseflesh underneath his team. So I'm looking forward to that first high goal game. And of course, this is the highest goal tournament being played right now in the United States. So
yeah, it's been carrying all the energy here in the month of January in the Wellington area. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, Steve. But you made a good point on the horses and preparing them, and you sometimes worry about maybe having that much time off. But both operations, Scone and La Indiana, have their own fields to practice on, so they have the ability to put teams out there to practice against and to keep the horses moving as not to have too much time off. And that can come into play sometimes when you're playing in a tournament, when you get the horses ready, if you have too much of a break. But it's gonna be a great game. You don't want to miss that one. Back to this one, Steve. It looks like we had our players coming in. We had one player arrive just a little bit late there. Just came in. I think Riley was traveling back. So she's ready to go, picking up some classes here in the early semester. And so Riley Gansey, let's break these two teams down.
Yeah, we've got Great Oaks, and Great Oaks is going to be in yellow, and they've got Dylan Bacon at 2 goals. Torito Ruiz played 2 their last game, and he's in at 7 goals. And, of course, playing the 3 position was Facundo Lorente at 7 goals. And closing out the back door was Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio at 5 goals, a 21-goal team. Now, they're taking on Santa Rita, which, as you mentioned, is Riley Gansey, and she's at 0, and she actually made some nice plays last Sunday against Scone. And we have Nick Roldan playing 2 position at 8 goals, and Alejandro Novillo Estrada at 8 goals, playing 3. And, of course, the man in the pink helmet closing the back door, Juan Bellini at 5 goals, and that lines out the Santa Rita squad.
We brought up the pink helmet, so we might as well let the cat out of the box here, Steve. As I want everyone to know, and please get on the Facebook conversation and give us some love on this one. Juan Bellini today got his final test, and he is 5 years clean of having cancer, and he's been such a survivor, and he's represented the pink and the cancer survivors so much. So I'm very happy for him, thrilled for him and his family. And man, he looked right in the eyes, this guy. Never stopped working, kept on grinding through it. I had the opportunity, and if you want to see a great 60, my talk show on Chucker TV, you can go back to the 60, and we get in depth on that conversation about cancer. And you learn a lot more about cancer when you sit with a survivor like that. And we talked about it, but I'm so happy to hear that he's 5 years clean, been diagnosed completely cancer-free.
You know, with that being said, congratulations to Juan and his family, and I think the Gansey family has helped out Juan a lot as well. So a team effort, and we're so happy to hear that 5 years cancer-free.
You know, Melissa, just as a cancer survivor, too, getting through, so we're really happy to hear that, and so this is a great day for us here. Now, we're breaking these teams down. Riley, as you said, will stay in the front, and I thought she had a great game, Steve, in the first game. The boys have played a lot of pole together, Nick, Alejandro, and Juan. I like the way they line it out, but I've seen Alejandro and Nick change as they played for Seminole Casino Coconut Creek last year with Melissa Gansey, with Lucas James, and so they will switch that around. Sometimes Nick will go behind, so you might not see some switching here today, even though I do like the way they have it lined up. I like to have Nick in the front. And I think Juan's a great back, so Alejandro fills the spot. But these three professional players can play anywhere on the field. So we'll see what they decide to do today. On the yellow, and you put Dylan, and I just saw Dylan. He plays the 1, and I think he's a hustler. He runs all around as a 1. He actually can play the number 2 position well, but he is a very active player. Torito Ruiz on 7 goals. This kid is a fabulous young player coming up. Amazing with the polo ball. I think he fits the 2 position well, but again, he can play any position. Facundo Lorente, we talked about it, you and I, that we thought Torito and Facundo were playing better at the end of their preliminary games. They seem to have a better gel. I get to umpire one of them, their first one against Scone. I was on the field umpiring, but I thought they played better. And when they put Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio, I thought Gonzalo's played a great back the whole tournament. So I think that team at the center gets a little bit more organized, that they'll have better accomplishments on the field with Dylan in the front and with Gonzalo at the back.
They are a well-balanced team. They've got handicaps on each end. So, yeah. And Torito was a runner and a gunner the last time that they played. And actually, when they played Scone, that was a close game until the end, actually. Mm-hmm. But Scone scored about 5 or 6 goals off of penalty shots. So that team was not very well disciplined.
That was the first game of the Sterling Cup.
Yes. That's correct.
I umpired that game. I umpired that with Gaston Dorniak, but I agree with you. We talked about it in the second game, and so these two teams, and over in the other bracket, all have gotten edged out by Scone and La Indiana. La Indiana, I think, was a little bit more organized going in with Scone, but otherwise, all these teams are getting better every game. So again, here we go. We're going to see a great matchup.
Yep, and as we mentioned, La Indiana played in the fall season here at Grand Champions. So gave them a little bit of polish.
I think that helped out a lot this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely helped out a lot. I think Jeff Hall and Michael Bigford will agree to that. That coming in, as you said, they were trying new horses, but just to be down here, getting themselves acclimated, along with a lot of their good horses, and not even that, getting all their personnel in the La Indiana organization ready.
Yep, and used to their home field, which their 2 games have been played on their home field here in the Sterling Cup.
So it looks like we got everybody mounted up. Riley is all ready to rock and roll. They let her warm up a little bit there, which is nice of the fellas. And so she'll do her final hellos. And Steve, I'll give you the play-by-play. Let you take it away.
All right. 2 new umpires out here this afternoon. And we've got Marcos Aneto in the red on the far side. And Federico Martelli just coming in from Argentina. And this is their first game together. So we're going to watch them as well. And they're all part of the team of umpires, the world-class umpires brought here by the Grand Champions Polo Club. So we're going to start out with a 1-goal handicap in favor of Santa Rita. And Marcos has them lined up on the far side. And the ball's on the ground, and we're underway. And here comes Alejandro Novillo Estrada. He rides over the top, but Torito picks the ball up, and he hits a back shot over to Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio. But Juan Bellini, man in the pink helmet, he's there, didn't get all of it. He doesn't miss back shots. Usually he just didn't get all of it right there, but Garcia Del Rio flips it down, and it's intercepted by Alejandro Novillo Estrada, and Nick Roldan comes in front of both pair, and he brings the ball over here right in front of our center camera right here. Nick Roldan trying to do some work to get around Lorente. Roldan still on the ball, looking downfield. He's got Alejandro way downfield. And here's Nick, one of the hardest hitters in polo, and he's going to put this ball wide to the left. And, you know, the last time that this team played last Sunday against Scone, we saw exactly that, mostly through the whole game. Players shooting from way out, and both teams did it. And you know what? Sooner or later, they'll find the space in between where it needs to be.
Hey, you said Nick Roldan, one of the hardest hitting, if not the hardest hitting players in the world playing the game of polo.
Here is Lorente. Del Rio brings it across goal. Lorente, the first to jump on it, but Alejandro goes over to defend him. Lorente is going to slow down. He tries to slap it up to Dylan Bacon, but unable to do so. And Nick Roldan's going to take that ball forward and find some room to work. And, of course, Juan Bellini behind is going to keep out Dylan Bacon. Here comes Nick Roldan. Nick Roldan sending it down to Alejandro. Alejandro can't get it on the near side, but he does on the offside. But here's Del Rio. Back, misses a back shot. And who's the first turn on it? Estrada. Estrada reaching back for that loose ball. He gets it. He's going to work on the near side. He's got Dylan Bacon on his offside. Estrada still on the near side. Estrada taking that ball towards the goal on the near side, but Dylan Bacon with a nice back shot of his own puts it over into the corner, and Del Rio turns on it, but Nick Roldan there to it first. Nick Roldan working the ball, trying to navigate through some yellow jerseys. Nick Roldan bobbing and weaving. Here comes Nick Roldan going towards goal, but ridden off by Ruiz, and Ruiz clears that ball out of danger. But Nick Roldan, he looks over his shoulder, and here comes Dylan Bacon in to write him off and put some pressure on him. Roldan can't keep a hold of it, but Estrada comes in there and makes a play against Ruiz. Here comes Estrada. Estrada ridden off by Del Rio, and Del Rio with a near side neck shot down the field, but Nick Roldan going to carry that ball and run the turn underneath his horse's neck. He loves this play. He does it at speed. Nick Roldan working the ball towards goal, but he's got to get by Llorente. He tries a neck shot, but that ball is just going to go wide to the right, and a nice attempt and a nice play. And that, Dale, this this first part of this period has been down at the end of Santa Rita.
Rock and roll there. They call it the nickaroo, by the way, Steve, under the neck. That's what we call it here at Chucker TV, the nickaroo. But you notice there how even when Alejandro gets the ball and breaks loose, either one of these players can play in the front. These guys got great ball control. They get out and get running so quickly. So I think we're still going to see a lot of switching amongst the Santa Rita team today, Steve.
I think you're absolutely correct. Here is Del Rio. Del Rio, and Lorente calls for it, but he hits a little too far, and Estrada picks the ball up. Here comes Dylan Bacon, and he's a worker. I like Dylan. He's pressuring even the high goal players. Juan Bellini gives it back to Estrada. Estrada looks downfield. Who's he got to hit to? Riley Gansey's out front, and he's going to try and pepper her the ball, which he does. Here comes Riley Gansey going towards goal. Lorente's going to chase her. Riley Gansey with a shot a little bit off to the right, and she can't quite get back to it the second time. The ball's still on the field, and Llorente turns it. Game's still going. We've still got action. Llorente sends one down looking for Del Rio, and Del Rio, oh, that's Bacon. Bacon reaches back, hits a cut shot, able to get on the second shot, and Estrada's going to carry the ball forward. Estrada working on the near side. He just did it at the other end. He's called off by Roldan. Roldan's going to turn the ball. Bellini's going to follow him up, trying to get around Ruiz, which he does, and he hits a nice shot downfield, looking for a purple jersey. However, Facu Lorente, looking over his shoulder as well, working the ball underneath his horse's neck. Umpire's going to jump the boards to get out of the way, and that was a good choice. And here's Nick Roldan, the first to jump on that new line. Nick Roldan taking it forward, looking for Juan Bellini. Juan Bellini gets a back shot fake to him, and Roldan still in possession of the ball, and Bellini's going to run a little interference on Del Rio, allowing Nick Roldan to send the ball downfield in a nice high lofting shot down the field. And here comes Bacon and Gansey. What's Dylan Bacon going to do? Riley Gansey sends it out to the right just a little bit, and Estrada follows her up. Alejandro with a neck shot of his own, but that ball is going to it was right in front of the goal, and now it's over the back line. We've got a whistle. We've got a penalty 6. What nice action. Long hitting balls. These teams not tinkering with the ball, but they're out playing polo with 2:18 left, and this will be our first courtesy horse change of this game.
Yeah, very wide open. They actually ran for a good 4 minutes there without a whistle. And that's what we saw earlier today, playing this open style here in these last couple of games. A lot of fun to watch. Back and forth, running up and down the field. Love seeing Riley out there on the Great Point. Now, Riley's been playing in college, so Riley's been fit. She also played in snow polo up in Aspen this season. So she's been on a horse, so it's great to see her playing here in the high goal today. Loves the game of polo. Comes from a great bloodline of polo. You know how that is. And the Ganseys, they all love it. Her brother played this morning, Grant, and is playing very well. But a little safety here. So that'll give a great opportunity for our first courtesy change of the day. And now, again, we're kind of seeing this roundabout method with Santa Rita. Tony, I watched the play last year in the World Polo League. These guys will open it up a little bit. I like to see Bellini somewhere get in the game a little bit more. But right now, it looks like Alejandro and Nick are using the ball. They're using each other, kind of running around. They're doing a great job with it. But Juan's kind of following them around and not doing as much, maybe add. Now, maybe they need to add them in the front. So I think you're going to see some changes as the day goes on.
Yeah, I'm not. We're not seeing Juan do a lot with the ball, but he's doing a lot with his opponents, clearing a way for his teammates to work and running interference on the opponents, allowing his teammates to work the ball forward.
Yeah, I got you. I'm on that. But every one time he's doing it, Steve, it's in the back, and then they still got to work their way through, and then he's just fouling them. So I just like to see him add a little bit more. I mean, he's a former A-Goal player, and this guy knows the game really well. So maybe, and then that's what happened in the earlier games, too. I thought he maybe got a little bit caught more behind him, and I don't think he's adding as much to the team as he can. So they need to find some other usage for him.
Well, this team did swap around last Sunday when they played Scone. Nick went up front a little bit more, especially in the bowl ends, and they sent Riley back, and I think Alejandro might have even went to 2. So Nick 1, and then Alejandro at 2 in the bowl ends, and you might see some changes. And actually, Mark Gansey was with me the other day, and he noticed the changes as well. So here's Nick Roldan on a penalty 6 safety. What can Nick do? He hits a worm burner. It's off a pony, and it's going to go wide left. So, once again, Great Oaks will have a knock-in. So, Santa Rita is knocking on the door right here for goals and down at their end of the field. And sooner or later, the odds are with them that they're going to put one in. But Del Rio brings the ball back in. Del Rio, we've got 7 players right in the center of the field, and he's trying to find Dylan Bacon. Dylan deflects the ball on the near side, but it goes right to Estrada's mallet. Estrada and Dylan doing a little sword fighting out here, and Estrada's going to turn the ball and leave it for Nick Roldan. Nick Roldan jumps out in front of Gonzalo Del Rio. And Nick Roldan with a shot on goal and just wide to the left. And I like that thought process. Just keep shooting and shooting and shooting.
That's about the fourth knock-in for the Great Oaks team. The Chuck or fifth, right?
Yeah.
Fourth or fifth.
Yeah. Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio, he is certainly having his practice on knock-ins right here in the first period. So he tries to find Dylan Bacon once again, but Lorente, and Del Rio's going downfield. Lorente, the last yellow jersey. Lorente hits it over into the center of the field, but no yellow jerseys there. And Estrada tries to dig it out, but Torito comes in with it and hits a neck shot, but it goes right to Nick Roldan. Nick Roldan, very good about bringing that ball forward. And as you mentioned, doing the nickaroo underneath his horse's neck, and Estrada's going to try and give him back the ball. But that ball is just a little bit short, but Riley Gansey sends one up to Nick Roldan. Riley Gansey once again. She's on it on that gray pony. Riley Gansey sending the ball towards goal. And here comes Riley. Bacon's got no play. Riley Gansey taking it towards goal, and she's got a difficult cut shot. It'd be nice. We'd like to see her put this in. She taps it once, taps it towards goal. Again, across the mouth of the goal and just wide, but I'm going to tell you what, she had a chance.
Yeah,
and
man.
You know what? That chance might come later in this game.
Oh, we talking about 7 times. Steve, you called it in a row and then leaning back at the end. And even that, she missed the goal but finished the play because it went off the field. And well done, Riley. That's going to give her a lot of confidence going into the second chucker.
Absolutely. And, of course, Nick Roldan had confidence to stay up front when she was behind with the ball. So don't go away. We'll be back. The score is 1-0. Nobody scored that period. That goal came on handicap. Stay with us on Chucker TV.
Welcome back to Chucker TV and the Sterling Cup. 18-22 gold live from Field 3, Grand Champions Polo Club. We're at the Jam Pamela Field this morning if you're tuned into our broadcast. And as the players warm up here for our second chucker, if you just joined us, welcome Santa Rita. They're in the maroon jerseys today, purple, maroon, dark jerseys. Riley Gansey playing the 1, Nick Roldan playing the number 2. Riley on an A-rated, Nick on 8 goals, Alejandro Naviz Estrada playing the 3 on 8 goals, and Juan Bellini wearing the number 4 today and on 5 goals. Going up against Great Oaks, and Great Oaks with Dylan Bacon playing the number 1, 2 goals, Torito Ruiz playing the 2, 7 goals. Facu Lorente playing the number 3 on 7 goals, and Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio playing the number 4 on 5 goals. Very, very balance all the way across.
Yeah, no, two even teams. And, of course, Santa Rita has two big guns, two 8-goal players with Nick and Alejandro in the center, and a 0 out front and a 5 behind, where the Great Oaks team has two 7s in the middle, a 5 behind, and a 2 up front. So, yeah, both teams pretty well balanced. And, they let Riley go right there on that play, and sooner or later she's going to score. She'll hurt you if you let her go. So I don't know if Santa Rita team, the Great Oaks team is going to do that again.
Well, the first chucker was all Santa Rita. They only have the 1 goal in the handicap, but it was all Santa Rita. They shot on goal, well, for count of 5 knock-ins for the team in yellow, Great Oaks. And that means that the Santa Rita team was peppering the goal. And we will start with a knock-in in favor of Great Oaks. As Steve just said, Riley Gansey finishing the final play, and away we go. It's going to be Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio to bring that one in, and it'll be Dylan Bacon. We talked a lot about Dylan today. He's played a lot of polo, also playing in the 12 goals. So Dylan playing a lot of polo this season here at the Grand Champions Polo Club. I had the opportunity to call that game, and I spoke with Dylan before the game because I thought he played a very strong number 2. He's a very active player. Facu Lorente is going to go ahead and send Del Rio through, and here comes Gonzalo. Gonzalo, shot on goal. That ball will stop right there on the end line, and there you go. I like this little give and go. Alejandro's going to get Nick Roldan, and Nick, he's on the move, and Nick, he has a whole handful of pony right here. Roldan just flying, and look at this shot. It's going to lay just inside the 40. Nick, little cut shot coming. Roldan, and there you go, and the high flag as Nicky's going to do a little coast-to-coast like butter and toast.
Yeah, Alejandro keeping that ball on the field down by the opponent's goal. Just off the back line, flips a little shot to Nick Roldan, and he drops his horse's head, and he runs down the field, outrunning Lorente. And a nice approach shot just off to the left, as you mentioned, about 40 yards out, and a nice, easy cut shot right through the goal. The first team to put a goal on the board besides the handicap goal, 2-0 in favor of Santa Rita.
Yeah, I like that play that Alejandro was at a standstill and Roldan was already moving before he passed it to him, and that's what gives Nicky that bust of energy. And here's the same situation, but Lorente and Facu's going to get out in front. Lorente and get the bad luck. Get the win the throw in and get the offensive attack, but wide to left.
Yeah, just unable to make that last cut shot, and there was just the opposite right there. Lorente out front, and Nick Roldan chasing him from behind, but Lorente just unable to make that difficult next shot to goal, and Bellini will bring it in.
Both teams bringing it to another level here, another speed level. The second chucker, Juan Bellini, and it'll be Riley Gansey. Riley taking her time to get that first ball moving. She learned that from her mother, as not to speed up until you get that first ball running. And once that ball's moving, it makes it easier to hit the second ball in motion. Now, Dylan, he's going to get basically taken out by 2 players there, 2 big high goal players. So well done, Dylan Bacon, dealing with 16 goals, taken out again by Lorente. And here comes Great Oaks, as now they are on a complete 4-man rotation, as none of the numbers mean anything out there. Dylan Bacon out of the air. Well done, looking for Torito Ruiz. Now Bellini with the belly shot, gets it done at full speed, and they'll turn it around. And I apologize, that was actually Gonzalo Del Rio hitting that first ball where Dylan was. Now Dylan and everybody's so active on the Great Oaks team. Man, they must have went into the tent, Steve, and had a little chat in there, because they came out just firing on all cylinders.
They must have. They had a heck of a chat, because they are teaming up. They are gelling. They've got the momentum going, and they are starting to get the rhythm of this 22-goal game in the Sterling Cup.
Yeah, I mixed up Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio and Dylan Bacon. Now, they have the same color helmets, but both players playing at a high level. On the move, on the outlet pass, Bellini, he'll find Nicky. Roldan off to the right side. Little miss hit there. That's okay, just a little bouncer. You can hear it go off the cane of Nicky's mallet. So we will get a possession play in favor of Great Oaks.
Okay, so our new umpire, Federico Martelli, he counts 8 seconds. He'll drop the ball, and, of course, all of the Great Oaks team has to be in front of the ball when the ball is hit or hit at, Great Oaks will be hitting the ball, and Santa Rita must be in front of the ball. So here comes Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio. He puts it down the field.
And it's going to be Nick Rodan to spoil the play. Nicky looking for Alejandro there. A little bit of a miss hit. Toro will turn it back inside, and now Rodan, and this is what I'm talking about. You will see the switch. Now you have Riley in the front. Alejandro, who's wearing the 3, will go to the 2. Nicky will play the number 3, and I like when they switch around like that because it can be a little confusing for the opposing team. On the turn, here comes Great Oaks. Good ball control here. Del Rio taking it across the center. And now looking for a player, but nobody home. And actually, it's Dylan again. Man, I keep mixing Dylan up. Great play.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, amazing. Dylan playing very, very well there. Great control with the ball, taking it out in front. And I'm confusing with the 5-goaler, so he's doing great. Now Lorente. Going to be Facu Lorente. Ooh, bad luck there off of the cane, but still has control. Flips it back inside, and Nick meets that one. Oh, circus polo. And he'll leave this one for Alejandro Estrada. Estrada knows that he has Roldan going hard here now. It's going to be Nick. He'll leave this one for Riley. Riley will pick up the first ball at about center field. Gansey on her second shot, no problem. Going to the third, has time. Taking it to the right side. She'll override right there, and it'll get turned around. And again, they have been running for a good 2 minutes here on the fly. Now it's going to be Del Rio. Del Rio back to the center looking for Torito Ruiz. Ruiz in between 2 players. He's going to smoke one down the far side, and that ball might carry. We'll see. Bellini's going to get there, and he'll open that one up looking for Estrada. Nick went off to grab a new pony, and it'll get turned inside by Lorente. Lorente from a standstill. A little bit short. Met in there by Gonzalo. Gonzalo once again, shot on goal. Dylan's going to get a piece of it. Nice little play here by Dylan, and the low flag.
Yeah, he stopped that ball just to deflect it just a little bit so he could get a neck shot on that, and just a tough luck, a nice shot, nice attempt by Dylan Bacon. And now you know why we need those courtesy horse changes. We've had...
we need a courtesy horse change so we can rest.
Yeah, 6 minutes and 25 seconds.
I'm going to grab the oxygen there. Up in Aspen, you got to watch out when a chuckers like that. You run out of oxygen.
I was looking for somebody on a third microphone so we could
pass the mic. Pass the mic. Like Gar. Yeah. We haven't heard somebody leave it on the mic yet, Steve. Maybe we can start a new term on the mic, right? Steve and I want the mic and saying like Gar.
So there we have it, 1:05 left. So 6 minutes and 25 seconds without a break in the action. So these teams back and forth. And you know what? It might be interesting to see how many of these players stay on these ponies that they just changed to for the next period.
Yeah, they've been going at it, man. They were just rolling there. We saw a lot of this morning, and we thought we'd see some of it, but this is a whole other level, just open style and playing very, very clean, keeping it real, everybody. And at that speed, you can make little mistakes anyways. And today we're not seeing that at all. We're keeping this 2-0. No changes. Have the 1 goal by Roldan, and otherwise the 1 on handicap. Looks like Bellini is going to go down and change. Everybody is back for the Great Oaks team.
Yep, and Bellini walking back to his tent. He used his horse quite a bit that period, so he didn't want to canter back to the tent. Just an easy walk back. He'll get on a...
Oh, that was a good 5 minutes straight.
Oh, yeah, back and forth, long balls, and, no fouls. So it's just classic polo like we used to see in the old days where guys just hit away, and back shots.
We were talking about that the other day. I had the opportunity to play a beautiful gray mare that was actually on the hashtag the Gray Mare Challenge. And we were talking about horses that played 6 and 7 minutes, Steve, and actually played better in the 6th and 7th minute.
Yeah, and actually they, the grooms back then and the players back then kind of trained those horses to play 6 minutes.
Well, it's all about the air back then. That's you're looking more for the air than anything back in the day.
And sometimes you appreciated a foul, so you could get a little breather, and yourself and your pony as well.
Yeah, we were breezing them. We were breezing them in the morning, the day of the game. All right, so we got them all back here, and thank you for everybody. As we got everybody's safety first. So we got Bellini back on, and here we go. And we only got about a minute left here in the second chukker. Loose ball play. It's going to be Strada. He's got Riley. Oh, Alejandro reads it perfectly. And look at that ball. Perfectly set. Riley now out in front. Shot on goal. Gansey get a piece of it. Oh, just a little bit off the left side. She hooked on the heel of the mountain, it looked like, because it went to the left. And the last shot in the whistle here is Gonzalo will turn it back to the inside. That's a sweet little play right there. Looking for Lorente.
Andy Pony on Gonzalo, and he does find Lorente. Lorente checks up, lets Roldan go by, and Lorente is going to send it down the field once again to Dylan Bacon. Dylan Bacon shoots from outside, long distance, but that ball's off to the left, and it looks like it might stay on the field. And a nice near side neck shot by Gonzalo Garcia del Rio, and we'll have to confirm with the umpires whether that ball was through before the second horn or was it on the field. And we'll let you know when we come back to the Sterling Cup, last game of this tournament in the 22-goal tournament.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Welcome back. Third chukker action and very low scoring, but I don't know if I've seen in two chukkers, Steve, teams go back and forth coast to coast as many times. Defensive plays at the end, some missed goals, but a lot of running in the first two chukkers.
A lot of running and a lot of long shots. And, and actually some shots from long distance, shots on goal from a long distance. And that's what we like to see. And this is just kind of classic, enjoyable, fun polo to watch. And both teams performing exactly the same way throughout. Nobody's slowing down and messing with the ball too much. It's just kind of wide open polo. If we had a penalty shot, Dale, I don't know that we have.
Just say one safety.
Just
one safety like we had in the earlier game today.
Yeah, so it shows you what kind of clean polo.
There were 2 5s in the earlier game today. There were small little fouls, nothing big. But otherwise, as I said, at speed, everyone being very cordial and really representing the right-of-way. And that's great as you lead into the higher goal tournaments and the WPL to get the players ready for that type of speed. Running constantly is a whole different game.
Absolutely correct. And, of course, the finals this Sunday, February 7th at 3 o'clock, Cambiasso going against Paulito Pierres. And Scone winning their first 2 games, as well as La Indiana did the same. And, of course, David Paradise was out of town this past Sunday, so Sarah Siegel Magnus took his place. And I would think that David Paradise would be back for the finals, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. But congratulations to Sarah Siegel Magnus. She has won, her team has won the first tournament of the Grand Champions Polo Club 2021 season, winning the Aspen Valley Cup 8-goal over Bushwood. Bushwood was 3-0, and Dundas was 2-1, but they ended up being victorious in the finals. So, Marco Zanetto is giving the ball back to the players, and here comes Nick Roldan. He's on the far side, and he's looking for Alejandro Novillo Estrada, and he has found him. Riley Gansey in the center. Alejandro sends the ball way downfield, and who's going to be the first to it, Gonzalo or Riley? Looks like Gonzalo's going to go back and check down, and that ball is still on the field, forcing Gonzalo to take it across the goal mouth, and Gonzalo does so quite patiently, not dangerously, but patiently. And, of course, that's a nice play to do here in the second chukker when the field's in good shape. If it gets a little tore up in the sixth chukker, that might be a little bit dicey of a play. But Nick Roldan working the ball on the near side, loses it, and Lorente follows him up with it. Lorente still has possession of the ball, and there goes Dylan Bacon downfield. He's got 2 yellow shirts to hit to. Can he find one? But Juan Bellini is in the back. But Torito is ridden off, and here comes Dylan Bacon. Dylan Bacon in front. Juan Bellini going for the hook. And Alejandro gets a little piece of it, can't quite get a hold of it, and Torito comes and puts the ball through the goal, and that will be the second score. The first score for Great Oaks. So Torito Ruiz, the first to score here in the third chukker, with a score of 2-1 in favor of Santa Rita.
Yeah, a little second effort play there. Looked like he actually missed the first shot and then waited for a player to clear. And then just kind of a misread there by the Santa Rita team. He leaned back, slapped it in.
All right, all 8 players are back for a bowl in. 5:50 left in this period. The last period before halftime, and here comes Lorente. Lorente tries to turn it out of the bowl in. Dylan Bacon riding off Nick Roldan, giving Lorente some room to work. Nick Roldan takes a stab at it on the near side. Lorente still has possession. Lorente fires one downfield, looking for Del Rio. The ball a little off to the right. Can Del Rio make this next shot, a deep next shot? And he puts it over in front of the goal, but Estrada sends it back over to Bellini. Juan Bellini reading the play perfectly. Juan Bellini with a cut shot. Up to Nick Roldan. It deflects a little bit off of Roldan's pony and goes over towards the center. And Lorente jumps on the line. Back at it to Torito. Toro on the boards. He goes for a next shot to Del Rio. Del Rio waits on it to catch his pass by his stirrup. He takes a shot on goal and puts it on through. And that is Great Oaks' second goal of the game and of the period, tying up the game 2 apiece with 4:48 left in the third chukker of play.
Yeah, third chukker action seems to be all Great Oaks. I enjoyed the attempt by Del Rio on the tail shot when I thought he was going to hit a neck shot, and he kind of like laid back on it and almost hit it to the far post. But now they come back here, and Toro, he's got it going on. Toro looking for a hat trick this chukker.
Umpire wanting a clean lineup, and of course don't want anybody to have an unfair advantage or an unfair disadvantage in these bowl-ins. But Estrada, the ball pops out on his side. He's the first to put wood to it. Estrada tries to get one over to Nick Roldan, but ball's deflected, but Estrada still comes back on it. Looking downfield, Riley Gansey's out front, and Estrada puts a pass down to her, but Dylan Bacon, the first one to arrive to it, and puts a back shot, open back shot, and Torito helping that ball out, and Lorente has it, and there goes Dylan Bacon, break it downfield, but not quite enough distance on that shot. Nick Roldan's going to turn and meet it, so is Del Rio, and Del Rio wins the play with a back shot to Lorente, but Estrada picks the ball up, reaches back, and he's on the run over there, and he's going to try for a deep open shot, hits the ball down the field, and Torito keeps it on the field with a nice back shot of his own. Nick Roldan keeps it on the field, and Riley Gansey's going to turn it. Come on, Riley. Turns it back towards goal, and here she comes. Riley Gansey on the move going towards goal. She can't get a hold of the next shot, but Lorente. Here comes Lorente. Umpire gets out of the way, and here comes Lorente. Toro's going to jump up front now and take the ball from Lorente. And we've got 2 yellow shirts, 3 yellow shirts all lined up, one behind the other. But Nick Roldan, he's going to use some horse flesh and try and put some pressure on Torito, which works well, and that ball is going to be wide left.
Toro was on the run there. I thought he was going to get that hat trick before the courtesy change. Boy, if he got the hat trick before the courtesy change, you got to watch out for the orange helmet. It's amazing. You watch how when you were talking about the physics involved in the game of polo and swinging so easy and watching how far the ball will go. People always say to me, well, how can a ball go 150 yards at 120 miles an hour? Well, there you go. Right there, Toro Ruiz running about 20 miles an hour there. Swings as easy as possible and hit that ball 100 plus off the field because it almost went down by the houses down there and wasn't even trying. I mean, Steve, it was just a little...
Two things there: momentum of your pony and hitting that ball in the sweet spot of the mallet. So it's not how big you are. Remember Pete Bostwick? Wasn't a very big guy, but could certainly hit a long ball. And Torito showing us the same thing. So when we come back, we'll have a Santa Rita knock-in. And, of course, our third courtesy horse change. And we can understand why we need courtesy horse change in this type of game. And these horses... we don't want to see injured any time during the season, but as Juan Bellini mentioned the other day, the horse is not quite fit. Maybe some of the players not quite fit, but we certainly want to keep our horses safe and playing all through the season. So these horses are bred, fed, exercised, trained for the sport of polo, and the ponies are the livelihood of a player. You can't hit the ball if you can't get to it. And, of course, polo players always want to upgrade their string. So if you've got some money in your pocket and want to get rid of a pony, you're probably going to get rid of the worst one and try and buy one that's a little better of the one that you want to get rid of. So it looks like all players are back, and we'll have a knock-in here from Santa Rita. Juan Bellini's been taking these knock-ins, so all the balls are off the field. We've got 4 purples. We've got 4 yellows. We've got 2 umpires. So we're waiting on an umpire to call play, but it looks like Santa Rita getting a little bit of chatting going on back there for a play. And here's Juan Bellini. Sends it across goal to Estrada. Estrada looking for Nick Roldan. Nick Roldan had confidence that ball was going to come to him. Nick Roldan on the run on the far side of the field, going down the left side of the field for him. Bringing the ball back towards center. Nick Roldan keeps possession. He's got to get by 2 yellow shirts. And a little bit of a play right there, a little contact, but no problem for Nick. He puts it right on through.
Coast to coast like butter and toast.
That's it. That's exactly right. And Nick can do it. If anybody can, Nick Roldan can at 8 goals.
That was a true coast to coast. Juan Bellini finding Nick Roldan. I love Nicky in the front, and that's why they have him at the number 2 position. And when he gets going there, and just for any player learning to play the game, I love the composure there at the end. You can see when he got inside there, you thought he was going to shoot the first one. Didn't have a clean lane. Waited a little bit, stayed composed, and a great finish.
Everybody likes a clean lane. So here we go. Ball's back in play.
Steve lane or a clean lane?
Yeah, both. Juan Bellini sending that ball up front, and here's Estrada on it. Estrada can't keep a hold of it, but Lorente's going to take it forward and then take it across the field. Lorente still on the ball, working the near side. Working the near side. He loses it, and Estrada's going to pick it up. He's going to work the near side, too. Now it goes for a back shot. Nick Roldan, he knew right where Nick Roldan was. Toro, unable to put wood to plastic, and Nick Roldan. Was that a belly shot there, Dale? I couldn't tell.
No, just in front. Almost. Just in front. As close to the front leg, Steve, as you could get. I wouldn't want to try to make that shot.
That was a nice play by the Santa Rita team. And, of course, Nick Roldan calling for the ball. Estrada putting it to him. Nick taking the ball across and slapping it on through on a close neck shot right in front of the pony's legs.
That ball looked like it was just on the tip of his pony's hoof, but he is so good with the mallet, you know it. He just snapped it right there. Very clean shot.
He sure did. And here's Ruiz. We've got 45 seconds left to play in this third period of play. And here's Toro. Toro, the only player to score for the Great Oaks team so far today. And he sends it down to Del Rio. Del Rio checks up. And we've got a right-of-way violation right there. And that ball is close to being over by the boards. So our first foul of the game. And it looks like it's going to go in favor of Great Oaks. And Great Oaks behind by 2 goals with a score of 4-2. And Dale, you know what? We've only had 2 players score in this game. 2 goals by Nick Roldan and 2 goals by Toro.
Yeah, the 2 number 2s scoring goals. And that foul right there will be our first foul. And I think Nicky was just feeling so good there on that pony. He scored a couple goals on her. He just was going to the races on her, just kind of got caught. Great call by the mountain officials. That's very tight on the turn. When you know the turn, you're allowed to turn the ball in the polo field. You cannot turn the ball when someone is coming down the right of way within a stride and a half. And sometimes that stride will get closer based on the speed and the level of the polo, but it'll be Dylan Bacon with the open goal.
Here's Dylan. Let's see if he can convert this penalty 3. Dylan Bacon sends it up and through the goalpost, and that's just what we like to see. And that's Dylan's first goal of the game and the third goal for the Great Oaks team of the half. So that's going to end our first half here, Dale. So don't go away. Stay with us. Score of 4-3. It's a tight-knit game, and we'll be back with Chucker TV. You're watching live from the Grand Champions Polo Club.
All right, welcome to halftime as we have the umpire breakdown. And Marcos Netto. Marcos, thank you for joining us here on Chucker TV.
Hey, Del, how are you?
Marcos is one of our newer umpires here working with our program. Marcos, I want to ask you a few questions. We're talking about what happens between the boards, and now you're working with a new umpire today. Tell me a little bit about what you guys work on communication-wise, because you're with a new umpire.
No, basically, we talk about making these guys play on and just keep it safe and watch the delay game, basically. But the guys are, playing a very open game, and that's a lot of fun to.
Very interesting. Yeah, so you got right in about keeping what you wanted to see out there, and then whatever you said, you worked on early because they've done a great job. Yeah. Let me break this down because there hasn't been a lot of fouls. We were talking, Steve and I were talking about this. You had the one turn call down in the corner. Can you break that down a little bit? What happened over there?
Yeah, over there. I think Nick was the one that kind of hesitated and then came in the last second and turned into the line, and that's the one that we couldn't let get away. But other than that, the guys have been hitting away, playing very very open. It's been a safe game, very clean, and everybody's it looks like it's having fun. I say it's a low-scoring game just because they miss a lot of shots to goal, but they're shooting and they're passing the ball to each other. So
good point, and that's what I love about this. We love about this, Marcos, is being an umpire, you become a great analyst because Marcos is out there doing the game, and actually that was exactly what Steve and I just said about the game. So well done on that. We might have an analyst position for you on Checker TV. Great job there. Right. Final question, Marcos, just for the fans. These two teams, they got edged out during preliminary play. Are you hearing anything or feeling anything that maybe they're working on out there that you might be able to give insight to the fans?
No, not really. They're getting open and hitting to each other. They want to basically. I hear that they want to keep a very open game and hit and run, and and that's about it.
Very cool. Marcos Leneto, thank you, Marcos, for joining us. I'm going to let you get back to your game because I know I'll take that mic from you. And we'll let Marcos go there. Thank you, Marcos. He's got to get ready for his second half. And you'll be seeing Marcos all season long. So I'd like to thank Marcos once again for joining us. And I'm going to get back over here with Steve Lane. And I'll get Steve to come out. Steve, why don't you come on out? We'll do a little breakdown here. We got Steve all ready to go. There we go. So, Steve, hey, great breakdown by Marcos. I got to give it up, man. Exactly what we were talking about. And, the best guy, best vision is on the field, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, that's where you have the best seat in the house, and that's where you hear and see what's going on. And you know what? He might be coming out of the saddle and getting a microphone here before long. So, no, I think this game's going very well. Both teams back and forth up and down the field. And, of course, Nick Roldan is all over the place, hitting long balls, and both teams are sending the ball up front to their players and back shots. We don't see many turning, stopping, and it's kind of a wide open game, and that's the kind of polo that we all love to watch.
Yeah, I was just sitting here, Marco say being out there, not knowing anything we were actually going to talk about, and it was almost seemed so staged because we're all dialed in on the same things we're seeing and hearing, but he's on the field, we're off the field.
Absolutely correct. So, well, it looks like we've got players back and we've got an umpire back, Dale, so we're about ready to get underway. So
all right,
stay with us on Chucker TV.
And so we're getting going here. We're getting ready to rock and roll. Might as well just keep them rolling. And once again, I want to thank Marcos and Neto for joining us. If you have any questions for the umpires, please get on the Facebook conversation. Send them in. As Esteban Ferrari, I talked to him today. He says he's open to any questions.
And actually, he's gotten his hair cut and gelled ever since his last interview at halftime. And I think he's flying to New York maybe tomorrow to be on the Good Morning America show, but I'm not sure. We'll have to check into that.
Yeah, good point. I've noticed that the umpires looked a little more sassy today now that they know we're putting them on camera. It works well.
I know. I think he's got a hair gel sponsor. I'm not sure which one it is, but we'll get information on that later on.
And a great head of hair.
Yes.
All right, so I'll take the first chucker here as we roll on. As Steve, our first half action, if you missed us, well, let me break you in. If you're just joining us real quick, you're going to be able to see him up close and personal right here. And Santa Rita in the maroon jerseys, Riley Ganzi, Nick Roldan, Alejandro Nuviz Estrada, and Juan Bellini. And in the yellow and black, Great Oaks, Dylan Bacon, Torito Ruiz, Facundo Lorente, and Gonzalo Garcia Del Rio. Very open game there, Dylan. And we'll get this fourth chucker underway. Very close game, back and forth. As I said, Toro scoring goals and Nick. Otherwise, it's just been a handicap goal.
Just a handicap goal and only one goal scored off of a penalty shot, and that was Dylan Bacon scoring on a penalty 3 to end that third chucker of play.
Oh, I apologize, Dylan. I forgot about the Dylan goal. And a great goal it was on the penalty 3. Toughest shot in the game of polo. 40-yard shot. Looks like they have them all warmed up and lined out. And again, if you just joined us, we are using the courtesy change. We will stop about halfway through. And Steve and I will fill you in as that's going on. On the bowl end, looking for Lorente. It'll be Toro. Torito on the little black pony right here is going to try to find Dylan, and Dylan tries to make the hook on Roldan, and Nick's going to do the Nickaroo and run the far side. Here comes number 2, Nicky, checking his shoulder right there, decide to pump fake everybody and turn it back inside, and I love that. His body language and his head turning to the left just sent everybody running forward. Then Nick turned it back. Riley Ganzi's going to jump on the ball early here in the second chucker. Love the little bay pony. Riley on the move, looking for Nicky again. Riley back to Nick. Nick to the goal and just wide to the left.
I've got two comments on that play right there. First of all, after Riley's first shot, she was able to get back to the offside. Did you see that, Pony? Lean back to the left and give her the offside play.
Great change of leads there.
And also, Nick Roldan staying up front, having the confidence in her to hit the ball. He stayed up front and had a shot on goal.
I like it. Nicky, having the confidence. He started to play and almost finished it. My favorite play in the game of polo. On the knock-in, it's going to get disrupted here by Roldan. Look at Nick. 3 black or gold and black jerseys on him, yellow and black, on attack. And they finally get it away from Nick. Now they'll turn it back up, and it'll be Lorente. Lorente sending Toro Ruiz forward, and now Dylan, and it'll be Bellini. Juan looking for angle, intercepted by Ruiz. Toro. He's got Facundo going forward here. We haven't seen Facu run through yet, but now he is early in the second half. Lorente will override down in the corner, and it'll be Estrada on the gray pony. I like this. Keep the throttle up. Don't slow it down. Make the turn with full speed and get Roldan going forward. Now, Nick, and a great play by Dylan again. Bacon all over the place here in the first 3 chuckers. Dylan has to deal with Roldan now. Dylan, whoop. Yep, good riding, Dylan Bacon. That's good riding right there. But Estrada's going to get off with the ball here. Shot on goal, and bad luck off the left.
It was bad luck. He was leaned out, and that looked like it was going to be one heck of an open shot. But the mallet just not cooperating with him down at the bottom of the swing, sending the ball off to the left, and we'll have another great Oaks knock-in.
Yeah, so they'll line him up down in the corner. 4:54 on the clock. Looks like it's going to be Gonzalo to take it off the line. Gonzalo, a little bit of an overhit there for Toro. And Nick will gather himself as Bellini in the rumble seat. Now, Roldan looking for Riley. Oh, nice little play here by Riley to allow the ball to pass her on the left side. Then she goes for her offside shot. Little miss swing right there, but way to go, Riley, to start that play going and not fouling any oncoming players. Now, Dylan trying to get by Estrada. Great hook. Oh, man, he's strong. Alejandro, look, loving the gray pony. Alejandro's going to drop the hammer. I love when he accelerates coming out of the turn. That gives, bad luck. Leave it for Riley, though. She's going to pick up the ball behind Alejandro. Now Riley trying to keep it on the field, and it just trickles over the end line.
Just bad luck by 2 of the Santa Rita players. First of all, Alejandro, that ball taking a bounce just as he's in the middle of his swing. And Riley just unable to make that last shot and keeping it on the field.
Well, we get the courtesy change here with 3:45.
3:45, yep, left in this period of play. So our courtesy horse change, and you might see some tents, Dale, in the background on some of these cameras, but we would like to remind everyone that we are closed to the public here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Only the players, their immediate families, and, of course, staff of the Polo Club and the players. So these tents are only for the immediate families of the players. So the Grand Champions Polo Club, following CDC guidelines, which allowed us to play during the fall and also have the skills of the game last year during the spring. And this it allowed the Aspen Valley Polo Club to play at the sister club in Carbondale, Colorado. So closed to the public, but hopefully when this thing's over, we'll allow our supporters and our fans back on site.
Yeah, skills of the game. We might have to get a few of the skills of the game managers to look at that and try to gather a group of players that haven't played the skills yet and see if they can get it done. I know there's a few players here that are very good polo players that haven't played the skills of the game, and it might be a lot of fun to throw them in because, as you know, Steve, as you were one of the officials involved in it, it is not as easy as it looks as you would think.
Well, I tell you what, designed by Melissa Gansey, and she came up with a lot of these ideas, and they were perfected by a group of people, and it was fun. And, you know, Dale, I'll be honest with you, I had a couple of calls, 2 calls this summer, saying, can we use those for either deciding the end of a game or instead of doing a one-person shootout, can we use skills of the game and make it a little more fun and exciting?
Yeah, that's fun.
I said, well, you know, if your club polo, go ahead, do what you like. It's up to your host tournament committee, but you should say all that before the draw or before the schedule goes out. So
that'd be kind of cool to have. And if you have not seen the skills of the game, what Steve and I are referencing, just go back to Chucker TV and you'll find the skills of the game there and kind of roll through it a little bit. Check it out. There's all different skills, and it did adapt as we did play it. And, of course, you said it was brought by Melissa Ganzi, the brainchild behind it, but it was also during the COVID-19 pandemic, which kept everyone very safe during the Santa Rita Grand Champions bubble that we had before we went to Aspen and had the Aspen Valley Polo Club bubble.
Yeah, once again, Grand Champions, following CDC guidelines, there was only 10 people involved in that, and that was 3 players, 1 from each team out on the field at one time. And, of course, they were all tested, temperatures taken, 1 umpire out there on the field, and then, of course, the staff with Chucker TV and Grand Champions. So only 10 people involved, and social distancing was a key factor in allowing the skills of the game to continue during the fall season.
3:45 left here in the fourth. Chucker play 4-3, and we have the Great Oaks team headed towards Miami as this field here, Field 3 at the Grand Champions Polo Club, runs north and south. So Santa Rita in the maroon jerseys, they'll be headed towards Orlando, and it's going to be Estrada. He was just on the gray pony. Now Alejandro, snap. That ball's got eyes all day long. Oh, Nicky's going to lean way out, and I like it. They're going to keep it moving here on the fly, and here comes Great Oaks. Dylan Bacon looking for the pass from Gonzalo. Bellini's going to get there quickly, back it up, and that's a high goal back shot. Power Polos. Here comes Santa Rita. Now it's going to be Nick looking for someone to go forward here. Nick says, all right, I'll shoot it myself. And that's a laser beam.
That is a headhunter right there. And, you know, we talked to Marco Soneto at halftime about communication amongst the teams. And if you notice on that back shot by Bellini over there, Nick was turning before Bellini ever even made the back shot. And it just makes you wonder that did Nick call for that back shot? And you know what? I'd have to guess more than likely that's probably what happened.
Yeah, that might have been a thought process, too. Like I said, I think maybe both, Steve, because that play on the boards, they like to keep the ball on the board. But you said it was poetry in motion as they were both running. Toro on the move, takes it out of the air right here in front of us. Now Ruiz, nobody to pass to. Nicky coming back with the 2 on his back. He'll intercept that ball, misses it. Toro picks up the loose ball and snap. Toro Ruiz is going to pick one up, and that is not an easy ball to hit under the neck after one player's overriding it.
No, certainly not. And, of course, when he hit that first ball underneath his horse's neck, that allowed a Santa Rita player to get on it, unsuccessful in their attempted back shot, and Toro picking up the bouncing loose ball and a one-time shot through the goal. And notice the goal judge moved at an angle where he could see that goal shot was good.
What an eye he has, number 2 with the orange helmet. Played his snow polo this year in Aspen, never been on the snow before, and he was fun to watch. On the ball, here we go. We got the bowling, and Dylan trying to get it done there. Could not get away with it, and Nick says, thank you, sir. Almost got out in front, and he'll leave it behind, and it'll be Lorente. Facundo with the back shot. Good riding here by Riley Ganzi. Riley tries to get it going, and it's going to be Toro, but Riley's going to apply the pressure. Big ball down the far right side. Dylan going to keep moving forward here. Now Gonzalo, and here's a power polo play by the Great Oaks team. Dylan, full steam here. Bacon, and wow. That was a very fast goal starting down on the far side at about the 60-yard line.
Toro, Lorente, and then Bacon finished it off. And I didn't think Bacon had a prayer on making that last goal shot, but it just looked kind of unorthodox a little bit, but he got it done.
Oh, he was running hard there. And like I said, it's not an easy play.
What an athlete, yes.
Not an easy play at all. Unselfish polo. They all gave the ball up to each other, and Dylan saw that Gonzalo had the opportunity, and a great finish there. So there you go. It's going to make it 5-4, as that will give Great Oaks the opportunity to take the lead here by 1. And we'll be right back. Stay with us for our fabulous fifth chucker. Welcome back, everybody. Fish Tucker action. And we will have our bowl in directly in front of our high camera from the center. So that'll be a thrill here for the rest of the time. Steve Lane.
Dylan Bacon ending that last period of play with a goal. And, of course, players come back to the center, and the first horn goes when the ball's in the umpire's hands. So that will ended Chucker number 4. Score of 5-4, and that's Dylan Bacon's second goal of the day. He scored in the Fort Chucker, as did Toro Ruiz, and that was Torito's third goal of the game. And, of course, on the Santa Rita side, they got one goal by handicap, a goal by Nick Roldan in the second Chucker, and 2 by Nick Roldan in the third. Santa Rita unable to score in that fourth period. So score of 5-4, it's even on the flat. Actually, it's not. Great Oak scored 5 goals from the field, and Santa Rita's 3 goals from the field, but a goal on handicap. Hence, 1 goal behind. So the players just warming up their ponies here just a little bit before the fifth period of play. And we've got 2 more Chuckers to go. We're 2/3 of the way through this game, and Federico Martelli will put the ball in play, and he does. It's on the ground, back to the players. And who comes out with it but Gonzalo Garcia del Rio. Gonzalo trying to shake off Riley Gansey. Riley Gansey staying back there, and Gonzalo sends the ball over to Dylan Bacon. But Dylan's going to be met there by Juan Bellini, and then they neutralize each other. Nick Roldan tries to find Estrada, unable to reach him. And here comes Del Rio back with the next shot of his own, but Nick Roldan looks over his shoulder, and he's got room, and notice Estrada's following right behind him. Estrada turns. Nick Roldan sends the ball downfield. He's going to follow up on his own shot. No, that's Riley Gansey comes in there. I didn't think she was able to get to it, but she does. And she's being ridden by Gonzalo Garcia del Rio, and Riley Gansey breaks out front on this gray pony. Come on, Riley. A nice shot towards goal. Can it sink? It looks like it's going, and it does. Riley Gansey puts one on the board for Santa Rita after Santa Rita was unable to score last period, but Riley Gansey turns it around this period.
Okay, golazo, Riley Gansey. Wow, that was cool. And a great run. She had some great runs in the first half anyways. So, but that was just awesome. Little gray pony, Riley taking it all the way down. I love it. The approach shot rolls in. That's butter.
That's butter. That's absolutely right. All right. All 8 players are back, and the ball's back in play, and who comes out with it but Del Rio. Del Rio being ridden by Bellini. Bellini breaks out front. He sends it across, but Estrada's going to be the first to jump on it. And a high lofting back shot to Nick Roldan. He just seemed to know where he was right there. And that's what the good high goal players do. Nick Roldan looking downfield. Estrada's way downfield, but Nick Roldan unable to get a pass to him. Can Estrada check up? No. Riley Gansey can't quite connect with it. And Del Rio with a back shot. Here comes Nick Roldan, and he's been all over the place today. Nick Roldan out front, and it looks like Nick is going to put it right on through.
So Nick, he's going to pick up the loose ball, and he's very quick when he does that. You got to keep an eye on him. Nick the Sick, we call him, and that's why when he gets out there in front on a dead ball play, he'll pick it up so quickly, and then he accelerates out so fast, and great finish there. And we got a ball game here at 5 minutes on the clock.
Oh, absolutely, and that is Nick's 4th goal of the game, by the way. So, it still is not decided yet, and I don't think it'll be decided until the last few minutes. Nick Roldan doing the nickaroo, as you called it, Dale. And here comes Nick running the turn underneath his horse's neck, being chased by Dylan Bacon. And finally, Dylan's pressure lets Nick drop the ball, but Nick followed up by Estrada. Nick Roldan and Estrada working together over on the boards. And Lorente gets a piece of it himself. Lorente, he's going to do the nickaroo coming around the other way at the other end. Here comes Lorente. He couldn't control that bouncing ball, and here comes Estrada to pick it up, and Estrada on a great pony of his own is going to send it on through, and that's the 3rd goal for the Santa Rita team this period.
Yeah, bad luck there for Facu. We had the run there, as you said. attempting the nickaroo, but no problem for Lorente. Lorente's been awesome in this tournament. We talked a lot about him, and he is going to get stronger as the season goes on. 7 goals, working his way to that 10-goal handicap, preparing for that World Polo League. So let's see if he can get one back here.
Ball's back in play. It pops out on the left-hand side. Nick Roldan, the first to retrieve that loose ball. Nick Roldan running the turn to the inside. Can't hold on to it, but followed up by Alejandro. Alejandro loses it. Torito picks it up. Torito followed by Lorente. Lorente has got some room to work, but he can't control the bounce ball, and Estrada looks over his shoulder. Estrada, now a near side back shot right to Nick Roldan, and these two working together very well, and Nick Roldan picks that bouncing ball up and still has it. He's looking over in the center. He's got Riley Gansey there. He'd like to cut down the angle on this a little bit and send a pass to her, but it looks like he's going to work at the goal himself. And, of course, Del Rio can't come in there. And we've got an umpire's whistle on the play, and it looks like Del Rio might have come in there a little right-of-way violation, and I predict that we are going to have an open goal penalty shot. Right.
Yeah, I like this call right here because he's coming across. Nick's got 45 degrees, and he's not giving him a lane to run through there. It looks, you think he might just be running right with him, but Nick's has the ball going towards the goal. So I have to have Del Rio pulling out of there quicker or you're blocking.
Yeah, no, and we just got confirmation from the third man, intimidation on that play.
There you go, or intimidation.
And let's not get the line of the ball and the right-of-way mixed up, because some up-and-coming players, young players, or beginning players do. The line of the ball determines who has the right-of-way. And, of course, the right-of-way is ahead of the player entitled to it. And polo's a game of angles. So, in this case here, Nick Roldan had the right-of-way ahead of him. And when you have the right-of-way, you have a right to proceed down that right-of-way without having to lift your head.
100%. It's a great call, even though, like I said, I think Del Rio is trying to stay in that gray area where maybe you can get away with it because you're not completely shading the line. But if you look at it, Steve, exactly the way he explained it, ahead of the play, and all umpires should, then an easy call.
Yeah, and I've done a number of umpire/player clinics over the years, and usually when I ask the question, how wide is the right of way, and the number one answer is a horse width, and which is about 70% correct, because don't forget, the player riding that horse has a leg on each side. So if you have the right of way just being a horse width, then you have a player with no legs.
He's very good. And Joe Barry, one of my favorite players, would come through there, and he was a solid player on the right of way. So there you go. So you get the open goal penalty here. And Nick on the run here. I think goal number
5.
5. I thought he was right there on the open goal penalty.
Yeah, and that is Santa Rita's first goal of the game on a penalty shot. Dylan Bacon had one earlier in the third period. So a score of 8-5. And Lorente, he would like to answer that last goal, that last penalty shot. He's going to send it down to Torito, but it's deflected by Nick Roldan. But Dylan Bacon's going to pick it up. Dylan Bacon, a 2-goal player, attempts a neck shot and just doesn't get quite enough angle on that play.
It's a good pickup here coming out of the bowl-in. And as you said, Dylan just hits that one just off the end of his mouth, look like. It's going to go out of bounds. He's going to finish the play. Dylan getting a lot done here today. He's all over it. It'll be Bellini.
Bellini hits the ball over to Roldan. Nobody marked him. Roldan has this side of the field to work. Got Alejandro Novillo Estrada going up front. Nick Roldan tries to pepper it to him, but unable to do so. And Dylan Bacon picks up the broken play. Dylan Bacon going to leave it for Lorente. Lorente on the run, on the move. He's got 2 purple shirts to go by, but he hammers it downfield. But only Juan Bellini is back. Juan Bellini, Secretary of Defense today, going to turn the ball. Juan very seldom ever misses a back shot and sees Nick Roldan out front in his sights. Nick takes a stab at it on the near side. And Alejandro Garcia Del Rio, he does a near side play of his own. Now he's got the play. Riley Gansey has to give way, and Gonzalo slams one downfield, but picked up by Nick Roldan. Nick Roldan running the turn towards the outside, followed up by Juan Bellini. Got 2 players in the center for him to hit to, but no purple jersey able to get there, and Lorente going to be the first to it. Dylan Bacon heading downfield. It's off of Bacon's pony, and here comes Del Rio. Del Rio met by Nick, but Del Rio wins the play, and he sends the ball towards goal. It's going to be a little bit off to the right and over the back line. So Yellow is looking for opportunities, and they're gaining them. It's just a matter of time. Can they put it through the goal?
Yeah, it's going to be the third knock-in. So if you look at the clock, do the math, that would put them right there. And so Bellini will take over. Oh, I don't know if you're going to get one more, or the whistle blow before. I think, are they going to call it?
I think probably we've got a little tack time
Oh,
here,
tack
maybe.
time, okay. So 31?
I'm guessing. So we've got 31 seconds on
No
the clock.
problem. 30, yeah, right there, 30-31, as we just checked with
Our official
timekeeper.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it looks like they're going to call it chucker as we see the field crew coming on. So, anyhow, that looks like that's going to end the fifth chucker of play. So we've got one more to go. A score of 8-5. Santa Rita leading Great Oaks. Don't go away. Stay with us on Chucker TV. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back. Six chucker action, 8-5, and looks like we have all the tack issues figured out here. So, Steve, three hits off the field there. That would have made a big difference on his ending this fifth chucker. But they'll bring it in here. It's going to be Bellini, and they'll take it on the far side. As I was saying, at the end of the fifth, Great Oaks shooting at goal, but a little trouble. And that's going to give the Santa Rita team a little cushion here in the six chuckers. Bellini takes it down the far right side, looking for Roldan, scooped up by Gonzalo. Little pump fake there, and I like it. Turns it around quickly again, accelerates out of the box quicker than he goes in. Now he'll control with Riley, and Gansey has done a fabulous job at the number one position today. She scored a goal, and she's been up there causing a commotion and making them chase her around. Dylan Bacon's going to pick this one up on the move, and now into the corner he goes. Deep, deep, deep neck shot. And he gets it accomplished over the end line, and that's not an easy shot.
No, that was almost a backwards neck shot right there, but I like how he checked down, took his time, dropped the horse's head, and then attempted the shot. So
the reverse neck shot there. You know who's very good at that? Is Hector Galindo.
yes, yep.
I watched Galindo hit one like that one time so far, and Hector being a former 8-goal player. Now, as they come into the corner, it's going to be a loose ball play here, and it's going to be Bacon once again, and Dylan enjoying this for chucker. This horse he came out on, he has just been scrambling early in this 6 chucker.
So a change of possession play right here. Dylan Bacon's back shot going off of Nick Roldan's pony. So Great Oaks team puts it back in play, Dale.
Gonzalo's going to hit that one very quickly, and you might as well down by 3 goals. Bellini's going to open it up into the corner, pinpoint pass to Roldan. Nick, one time to the inside, and you know Riley's either going or Alejandro. It looks like Riley. Gansey out in front, about 120 from the defending goal, now crossing over center, and he gets turned around again by Lorente. Facundo. And they're sending everybody forward with a yellow shirt on now, trying to pick up a couple goals here. Nick is going to jump in there and just smoke one to the far side, and that ball will stay on the field, and Estrada will control for Santa Rita. Now, Dylan Bacon trying to pick him up there. Bellini falls into the rumble seat, keeps the energy moving forward for the Santa Rita team. Now, Nick with Bellini in the rumble seat. Roldan. Down the right side they go. That ball will lay just inside the 60 and turned out by Toro. Torito. Ruiz. Moving this one forward. Ooh, they had Dylan out in front. A little short on the pass, and Bellini puts it into the boards, and now Nick Roldan moving forward. Nick controls on the far side. Lorente to the inside. Roldan takes it to a slow trot. Now he'll move it forward. Takes a hook from Lorente. Now Nick taking on the whole team here. Finally gets hooked by Facundo, and it gets cleared out, and they keep it moving forward. And a nice play there by Dylan Bacon to take it off the doorstep and get Toro Ruiz running forward. Facundo Lorente. He has a number of people to hit to. Gonzalo says, I got you right in the center. Down the center they go. Ooh, Nicky on the near side. He'll override, and it's going to be Del Rio. Gonzalo now with Bacon in the rumble seat. Bellini has to take on the whole team, and he's going to smoke one from about 60, and I like that choice of shots.
Yes, nice shots, nice team play by the Great Oaks team, and Garcia Del Rio going over into the center of the field, a couple of dribbles to line himself up, and a broke shot to the right of the goal, and hits a shot at an angle through the goal, bringing his team behind only by 2 with a score of 8-6, still in favor of Santa Rita. So we'll have our courtesy horse change right here, and we've got about 7 players going off to change horses, and we've got a half a chucker left to go, but the clock is not on the side of the Great Oaks team.
If you take this back to the 4 chucker here, we have the Great Oaks team up 5-4. Santa Rita just had a stellar 5th chucker. They scored 4 goals in the 5th chucker, and they were unanswered goals. So otherwise, this game's a lot closer. And let me put in there that Great Oaks missed a goal 3 times in the 5th.
Yeah, missed a goal. And also Great Oaks had a big 4th chucker. So, each team had a big chucker of their own. Great Oaks in the 3rd, and, of course, Santa Rita in the 5th. And that's why we've only got a 2-goal difference.
Yeah, good point. There were actually 2 unanswered goals in the 4th chucker by Great Oaks to Santa Rita.
Yep.
So a bit of a roller coaster here in the second half. And some fun polo to watch, though.
Yeah, both of today's games have been fun to watch. And don't forget the finals of the Sterling Cup 22-goal tournament this coming Sunday at 3 o'clock. So you can watch 2 10-goal players and then still sitting in your recliner watch 2 10-goal quarterbacks go at it for the Super Bowl.
Recliner? I thought they watched Chucker TV from their jacuzzis.
Well, some do, but it depends on what state you live in.
Good point there. It gets a little cold, I guess, in the north for that.
I don't think anybody in the north right now. I think they're lucky to have electricity, maybe.
Maybe we should do a Chucker TV contest, and during the finals, we should have people send in pictures on where they're watching Chucker TV from, and we'll get our executive producer to give them a Chucker TV hat.
Yeah, we'll have to vet those pictures. Yeah. So.
Mike loves giving those Chucker TV hats away, so no problem. Here we go. Final 3 minutes of the day. Uh-oh, he just came on. I heard in my ear. He says he's going to give some stuff away, so this should be fun. Make sure you join us for the finals. And remember, we want pictures of where you are watching Chucker TV from, and the coolest place, we'll say, or the most fun. And Mike says he wants to get some Chucker TV gear away. Here we go. Riley inside the 60 here. Oh, that's a beautiful approach, Riley. And the finish. And I like it. Well done, Riley Gansey, picking up her second goal today.
Riley Gansey just being very patient. And, of course, a Great Oaks player took a stab at that ball and left it. And Riley, it didn't bother her any. She put it right on through on a nice shot of her own. And she had an angle shot there, too, Dale. Not straight out.
No, those aren't easy shots. She throws her arm so sweet forward, very, very straight, and she's riding very well. She's been riding all her life, and you can see that on how well she sits a horse. She is a great horsewoman. She's an amazing equestrian. All right, Nikki, on the move here with 2:22 on the clock. Roldan. Nick's going to snap one, and that ball's got eyes all day long.
That, I always had a tough time doing that shot, but Nick Roldan patiently taking it down, having confidence in that open cut shot to the goal, and successfully completes it and puts his team ahead by 4. So 2 quick goals here by the Santa Rita team, and 1:55 left in this 6th and final period.
Goal number 6 for Roldan. I love the way he snaps the polo ball. And a lot of people say when he hits the ball for a long shot that's what gives him that ability. He has the ability to snap it right at the end. It's not an easy trick to do. Here we go on the 2. We got the 2s going forward. Nick, there it is. That's that snap. Loose ball play, Estrada. Alejandro going back to the inside, Lorente. Facundo with 1:28 on the clock, looking for Dylan under the neck with it, and it'll be Bacon. Dylan, and he's had an exceptional game today, getting a lot accomplished for a 2-goal player around the field, working it hard. Now Dylan again, shooting this one inside the 60. Nick will meet that ball, and now Bellini. Juan, I like it. He actually had a little pump fake there. He's going to hit the ball forward. Then he went for the back shot. 2 players come together. They're going to allow those 2 players to break it up. And here comes Roldan. Nick running it to the sideline. Out of the air. What a play, Nick. Now, there's a ride off by Lorente, but Nikki, the chestnut mare, look at how beautiful she is. Oh, bad luck. As that one will just skip right over the board. But we're going to maybe get one more bowl in right here in front of us, so we're going to get a great look at all the players.
Change of possession play coming up right here. And, of course, in the 6th period, we do finish that play out, but it looks like both teams are happy with the outcome. They're going to shake hands, and they're going to call it a day. So, thank you for joining us today. Today's doubleheader in the Sterling Cup 22 goal. And we've got some last-minute words coming from the face of polo, Dale Schwetz. Dale, take it away and give us an ending of the day.
Thanks a lot, Steve. I love it when you say the face of polo. Don't you love my face? Isn't it beautiful? I never looked so beautiful with a mask on. But, hey, safety always first as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. And thank you for joining us here on Chucker TV today. Great league going on here. Make sure you tune it in for the finals of the Sterling Cup. Should be a great final. For Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz, and I speak for the whole Chucker TV family when I say thank you for making us leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember here at Chucker TV, we love the polo.